Hey friends, how are you today? If you're new here, I'm Dawn from Just Doing My Best, and if you're back, welcome back. And no, I did not just roll out of bed. This is my series on having healthy hair, healthy, mature hair. So I hope you found my first two videos. The first one, I showed you how to give yourself a little bit of update, a little bit of trim on your bangs to just kind of give yourself a little texture, a little movement in your hair. And in my last video, I showed you how I blow dry my hair. You can see I have very straight hair. I don't have a lot of hair. So definitely check out that video where I showed you how to blow dry my hair. That's a really good place to start. Today, I'm gonna style this for you. I'm gonna show you why first of all, why I have my hair in this little clip up here. No, it won't stay there. But I'm going to show you how I style this. Hopefully my style will last all day, and I try to give myself a little bit of volume, again, a little bit of texture, a little bit of movement to this very thin, very lifeless, very straight, mature hair. So let's jump right into that. I do want to say, if you're new here, I'm Dawn from Just Doing My Best, and I'm here every week with a brand new video for women over 40 and women over 50 who just want to look and feel their very best. And I hope that if you enjoy this video and you have fun with me, that you'll come over and find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best, and we have a lot of fun over there. We just moved on a little hobby farm and into a little farmhouse, and we are just, woo, life is interesting right now. So let's jump into styling this hair. I want to tell you why I have a little clip here. So a lot of times what I do, if my hair is about, I say, 95% dry. You know how sometimes you're in a hurry and you're just kind of rushing through it and you get done and you're like, it's not 100% dry. So I just take about that much hair, kind of, what you might consider the crown area. I just twist it and then push it up and then put a little clip in it so that when it dries like the rest of the 5% that it needs to dry, it'll kind of be pushed up a little bit, kind of giving myself a little bit more volume, and it'll be doing that while I'm kind of running around and I'm getting my clothes on before I go back to finish drying my hair. Now I'm going to take this little clip out, and before, can you see? I got kind of a little bit of volume there, and I haven't even started. You see? Before I get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of section it off a little bit, and I'm going to give it a light spray with hairspray. Since my hair is so fine, I don't have a lot of hair, it's very straight, I want that just a little bit of hairspray to give the flat iron just kind of something to hold on to and kind of hold that style in place while I work. You will probably never see me do a video on curling hair because it never works, it never holds. I do this side, by the time I get all the way over to this side, it is completely fallen out. So I said all that to say that while I'm working, I'm going to be spraying just a little bit of spray in my hair to get it to stay where I want until I get all the way done. And I will link the products that I'm using today in the description of this video so that you can find them and you know exactly what I'm going to use. And I'm using a flat iron, and I will link, to the best of my ability, I will link the flat iron that I'm using in the description of this video. So expand the description, go down, you'll find all the links. But I will say, I love this flat iron. I don't want to touch it, I'm gonna burn my hand. I love this flat iron, but if I have to buy another one, I'm gonna link the brand that I will buy next because I have their blow dryer, which I love. And I've heard so many good things that will be the next one that I get when this one dies, but it has lasted a good long time. I've had this one for about 2 years and I love it. So I will link all that. Now what I'm going to do is I gave myself a little bit of spray, and now that I did that, I'm actually going to put that piece back up here. I might need a bigger clip. I'm going to put that piece back up to get it out of the way, because you really, anytime you're blow drying or styling, you really want to do it in sections, because if you get in a hurry and you just say, okay, I'm going to flat iron all of that, it's never going to work, and it's never going to give you the great style that you're looking for. So definitely just take that top part. Again, I'm just going to kind of, wind it up, and I'm going to let it sit kind of crazy on the top of my head right now while I work and do all of this bottom layer first. So I'll walk you through this, but I won't bore you with every single play-by-play, and I'll probably speed this up just a little bit, but let's get started. Make sure that you get yourself a comb your sections really, really well. Anytime that you put your hair in a flat iron like this, and if there's a big knot in there, it's just gonna iron that knot right in it. It's kind of like ironing a wrinkle into your shirt. So definitely make sure that you're combing it a couple of times to get all that out. And then I like to go over it a couple of times just to make sure that you get it in the position that you want. And I want to say, when it comes to the back of your hair, pay attention to what I call the corners, okay? Like right in here and right in here, because we have a tendency to do the back, which ends up being right in the middle, and then we do the sides because we can see this and we can feel right down the middle. So then we forget about these corners right here. I feel like we're in the salon together. So how's your family? Couple of quick reminders for you. One thing is, you see me putting my hair in the flat iron and just keeping it moving pretty much the whole time. You want to keep your flat iron on the lowest possible setting that still works for you. Go from lowest to highest to see what works for you. Like I said, the middle is kind of a good starting point, and you might not need to stay there. You might be able to dial it down just a little bit. But also, once you get your hair in that heat styling tool, please work fast, because it can scorch your hair just like that. And oh gosh, if you get a really bad section right there that's just fried, you know what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to cut that off. And then we're all just gonna cry and just feel horrible. So get one with different heat settings, play around with the heat settings, and once you get your hair in there, work fast. Here's something else I like to do to give myself a little bit of lift right here at the crown. So first thing is, like I said, you're gonna do it in sections. The smaller the sections, the better. When you try to do a big section, you're just gonna be disappointed. You're not gonna get the results that you need. So work in smaller sections. But when I'm over here at the crown, here's what I like to do a lot of time. Give myself a little bit of back comb, spray it, and then flat iron it. Okay, let's try to finish up the front. By the way, if you see me do this, I found that this is the best way for me to keep the cord out of my way, you know, when you're lifting it up. So I always wrap it around my arm, and that way it's not constantly in my way. And I usually will do my bangs in layers, because if you do one section like this, you're curling all the way from here down to here, and it just looks like a giant curtain. I want to work in layers. So then I'm gonna, just like you did the back and the sides. Now I think we're ready to style it. I like my hair to have a piecey look, a textured look, so I don't ever use a comb. I just use my fingers. So that's all I'm gonna do, is just run through it with my fingers. And by separating it and kind of making pieces, then it looks piecey, it looks textured, it doesn't look like you just combed your hair and you, again, just have like one giant curtain. So it really gives your hair visual interest when you just kind of piece it together like this. And then I will usually spray sections at a time. So if I like this little piece right here, what I'll do is kind of protect the rest of it and spray that into place. Do you see how I'm doing that? Was that helpful? I really hope so. If it was, leave me a comment and let me know. Couple of quick things was you saw me spray to give myself, give my hair a little bit of texture, give the styling tool something to hold on to. You saw that I kind of twisted it up to give myself a little bit of volume while it continues to dry. I also sectioned it off so that I'm working in sections to give you a better style. I'm spraying a little bit as I go, and then be sure that you're working really fast with any of your heat tools so that it doesn't ruin your hair, it doesn't scorch your hair. And then again, just work in little sections, and it just gives it a little bit more texture, a little bit more visual interest. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, do me a favor and like this video and definitely subscribe. Find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best and catch all of my other videos. In this series, I'm going to do one on some of the products that I'm loving right now, and also we're going to tackle second day hair. So go out today and be blessed and do your best.